Hey Scrabble fans, Will here with another episode of Better Know a Letter. Today we're going to get to know the Q. The Q is one of only two tiles in the game worth 10 points, the other being the Z. For this reason, it's commonly grouped in with the other extremely high scoring letters in the power tile category. The Q is a unique tile, so for this video, I'm going to give my grade for the Q first, and spend the rest of the video explaining why that grade is well deserved. I'm giving the Q a grade of 1 star. The Q is the worst tile in the game of Scrabble and no other letter comes close. This might take you by surprise. After all, the Q is worth 10 points, towering above the low point tiles in scoring potential. How could it possibly be the worst tile? First, let's quickly look at the Q as a bingo tile. The Q is the worst bingo tile in the game, appearing in less than 1.5% of 7 and 8 letter words. Every now and then, you might get a really impressive bingo with the Q, but the odds are decidedly against it. Before we go any further, let's zoom out for a moment and talk about what makes a tile good in Scrabble. If you've been watching the other videos in this series, you know that all of these tiles have received 4-star ratings from me so far. Their scores are 1, 3, 4, and 8 points. So we know there has to be more to a tile's value than how many points it scores. One of the main focuses of this video series is how well each letter works with other letters in the alphabet. Let's take the E as an example. The E is an extremely powerful bingo tile and the most frequently seen letter in English. It scores only 1 point, but it allows you to form a huge number of words with other letters. Take a look at this chart. Green indicates tiles that have good synergy with the E. Red indicates tiles with weaker synergy. Note how few tiles are red and how many are green. With this idea in mind, now let's return to the Q. It shouldn't surprise anyone that the tile showcasing the strongest synergy with the Q is the U. The U appears in 95% of all words containing a Q, an increase in roughly 75% above the U's normal appearance rate. This is by far the highest increase in appearance rate of any two-tile combination in the alphabet. Even extremely synergistic combinations like NG, ED, ER, and LY aren't even on the same planet as QU. We normally consider strong tile synergy to be a good thing, but the cost of the Q being so reliant on the U is immense. Remember that graphic of the E's tile synergy? Now let's look at the Q's. It looks like a crime scene. We want tiles to have strong relationships with as many other tiles as possible. By this standard, no other tile is even close to as disastrous as the Q. And with only 4 U's in the set, the odds of you drawing the Q surrounded entirely by tiles that work poorly with it are extremely high. No discussion of the Q is complete without mention of Chi. Chi is by far the most frequently played word in high-level Scrabble. Honorable mention goes to cat, the most frequently played 3-letter word, and the other short Q words without a U in them. These are absolutely critical words to learn to get out of troublesome situations where you draw a Q without a U. You may have seen this list elsewhere, but let me add my voice to the chorus. These are words you absolutely must know to get out from jams where you draw a Q. On the right board and with the right accompanying letters, the Q can still hit extremely hard. Whenever you draw it, scan the board for any I's underneath or to the right of a bonus square. And if you have another I or U, try to make a parallel play of Chi or a QU word for a huge score. However, if you hold on to the Q in hopes of a spot like this opening up in the future, you're very likely to be disappointed. Stronger opponents will avoid placing an I in these spots whenever possible. If you're holding the Q without a U and have a place to play it for 20 or so points, leaving decent tiles for next turn, your best choice is often to dump it while you can. If you can't play the Q anywhere useful, or if the rest of your tiles are unappealing, your best choice may be to exchange the Q back into the bag. Even the Q and U together are highly situational. On many boards, opportunities to score well with QU will be scarce. If you have QU together and are considering keeping them to score big on a subsequent turn, make sure you can identify some good spots on the board where they might score big, like a triple word score or a triple letter score with access to a double word score. If areas like this aren't open, consider playing the Q while you can for whatever score you can get. More so than any other letter, holding the Q for too long can completely wreck your game, preventing you both from bingoing and scoring well for turn after turn until you're forced to unload it. Okay, let's recap what we've learned about the Q. The Q is the worst bingo tile in the game, with less than 1.5% of bingos containing one. The Q's excessive reliance on the U is partially to blame. While QU has extremely strong synergy, it comes at a cost of the Q's relationship with nearly every other tile in the alphabet in both long and short words. In shorter words, the Q receives much needed help from words like chi and cat, and 4 and 5 letter QU words have massive scoring potential on the right board. But even the QU combination is highly situational. Its effectiveness depends on the specific board in your game. Yes, if you're a newer player, simply learning Chi and Cat will help you use the Q like the experts do very quickly. And the fact that it's next to impossible to bingo with the Q might not affect you as much if you aren't used to spotting bingos yet. But there's a reason these words are the most frequently played in Scrabble. The Q's extreme reliance on the U, a tile that appears only 4 times in the set, will force you to play Chi and Cat over and over again. The sooner in your Scrabble career that you learn to fear the Q, the better off you'll be.